Yeah, man, people there with the marketing guru himself, you know. As you can see, one done Abraham Gardner, reach boss. Yeah, dude,
Yes, sir.
that is it, man. You know, there's a crazy link up this. But I want to ask you still, what make you start marketing?
There's a saying that one often meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it, right? So in high school, you probably know this. Me used to do music. Me used to make song.
Oh yeah. Facts,
Yeah.
yeah.
Whenever I used to want like the whole school thing, really they want an artist. And I
Mm.
made pour a lot of energy into that. So like I was saying, at one point, I never even really want to go to college. I didn't want to take music
Mm.
serious.
Going all in.
Yeah. And then I did but I wasn't a dummy, you know. I
Mm.
did have my schoolwork I made from body. So like I do marketing and like I was good at it. And I mean, when I left school, I did get a sales job. I was selling credit cards. I'm an amazing salesman. There's no salesman better than me. I joke. There's a lot of people better than me, but I'm an amazing salesman, right? So I was working at Sagicor in a sales position, and like I was very good at it. Like, say if I were to get top salesman, when I got top salesperson of the month, if I get 300, everybody else would I get like 60, 50, 40. Like there's no
Oh, by
contest. Yeah.
large
So like
margins.
yeah. So I was doing that, and then I got a few different job opportunities. Uh, and then up towards the ending of like my school term now, I was looking for side hustles, right? Because in the
So you're
interim,
working at such a core during school.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So like, but during the interim now, when my school closing out, because I did actually stop work for focus on school, because the grades did slip because me there work.
Mm.
Is it me? So when I did go so boom now, and I was looking for a side hustle, I did learn about user generated content. So user generated content, for who don't know, is like, you know, influencer marketing at first you do. When you see an influencer post something on their own page, user generated content is a lot similar to that, but the only difference is instead of a person using their own platform and their own influence, you're creating content for a company to post on their page, right? So it just imagine yourself as an influencer, and instead of you posting it on your page, you make the content and the company posts it on for them own. So I was doing that for a time, and for like the first couple months, I was like, in December, barely make anything. You probably make like a $30, $40 US. Then the next month, you make a couple $100. Then the third month, they get crazy. They make like $1 million.
Mm.
I literally make $1 million that month there. And like say, yo, I don't know is what,
Motivational purposes
bruh.
only.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know is what, and this is it's all going to make sense eventually because I did have another sales job because Sagicor I did get a promotion, and it was not sales, it was in the office, and that was sucking the life out of me. Pause. But so I did go to a different job, a sales position, and I did love it. But it was very taxing, right? So I did tell you, I don't know if the story making sense. In the interim of me getting that, yeah, the story don't make enough sense yet. In the interim of me, before I did get back a job,
Mm.
when I was leaving school, I did start that user generated content as a side hustle. And then after that now, I get a job, I get back the job, and then I did get a promotion. I never like it. So I did go back to a different sales job, still doing content,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this now the story going to make a little more sense. I was making a little money off of the user generated content, and then you see when I got that sales job now, it was very taxing. My love when me I do productive work, and I say I love sales, but it's still when I was going you see it was very stressful because I'd have to wake up like 4 o'clock in the morning for the outreach for look for client,
Mm-hmm.
and then 6 o'clock, you get up and you start, get ready for work, you go work 8 o'clock, and then I come back now and gym like what 5 o'clock, and then to like 8 o'clock, and then me do the work for the client them I get,
Mm-hmm.
and then go sleep for 10 o'clock for wake up and do it all over. Or if me have studying for or something, cause me do courses on the side too.
They never have no free time basically.
Yeah, and I was very strict with my time because when you have your time scheduled out like that, you like you know really not
Every minute counts.
yeah, and yet I'm like a lot less sociable in the sense where like if somebody wants something, I'm more easily say no because when you really start looking at the value of your time, bro, you know what is not worth your
Facts.
time.
Facts, bro.
So like because I was so on the clock,
Mm.
for lack of a better word, if like say for example, I wouldn't even have time for like say if a girl talk to me, I wouldn't even register that oh she's trying to talk to me in the sense like to court
Like
me
you wouldn't pick up on certain hints.
because I'm like say oh okay up to now when I meet somebody new, I try to think 4 weeks ahead, 1 week ahead, 4 weeks ahead, then 6 months ahead. How much time do I have to keep on texting you? What I have to do to maintain this relationship? And if it don't make sense, all right, no, I'm not interested, right? So that's the case for that. So no, as I saying, my time was like that. It was very back to back, right? So fuck, where the fuck am I?
Can't talk about the marketing.
Okay, all right, cool. So
Yeah.
all right, yeah, so when I did make the $1 million that month, I did leave the job, that 9 to 5 job, and I
How
just
long after?
same month.
Mm.
Like I don't know. I did love the working at that place and they love my boss them and them they love me and thing, but like the manager them must say move my free weekend and like them tell me not go get any weekends off for like a month and then I say oh it don't even matter. Yo, them think some of they smoke weed that they don't not, that one day them they say yo were you smoking because your eyes are red because me never really I get whole heap of sleep and them something there. So like I never really have a lot of energy. Them say me not get no free time off. I say, you know, it don't really matter. I just send a resignation letter. Yeah. And then after that now me start do content marketing for multiple marketing agencies overseas full time. So like most of my clients were in North America or Europe. So that's how I did start doing content marketing. And I tell you everything makes sense now, when it makes sense because you see afterward now, when I start getting clients, like say for example, they want me to make some content for them, I say, hey, instead of using it in this way, why not use it in this way, or let's do this instead, or let's add this to that. Like I give them a little bit of advice outside of the purview of what I want to do, until like one and two of them would I say, oh, hey, how about I make you handle this for me? A very specific brand. There was a very specific brand that I did start off with, and I brought that brand to Jamaica because they were trying to make some content, and they were expanding. So they have the company is a US based company, and because I was the person on the ground and I was creating content, I was giving them advice. I was the manager. I would manage them whole marketing initiatives. I was like operations manager, but marketing mostly. Marketing, isn't it? But that's where I got my feet in the ground, right? Feet on the ground. And like from there, so when I started making cause my content started going viral around that same time, because I said to myself, if I'm making so many companies so much money, because these companies that I work for them have like statistics to show like metrics to show how much the companies are making, how it's converting and those stuff, and like leaderboards, and you know I'm competitive. So like I was like, say, if me I do this for them, me can do it for myself. And that time then I did start make content on TikTok. Cause I was like, you know, I wish I did have a mentor for tell me how to do all of these things when I have to figure out on my own. Then I say, you know
Less
what?
time.
Yeah, I'm do it in less time. So I say, you know what? Me, I gotta just be the mentor for everybody else who wish them to have somebody in that position. So I'm start make content on TikTok. And then my TikTok blew up fast. Like I did start making content in June. I did quit my job in like March. I'd start making content in June. By like July, August, I did have like 30,000 followers. So from there, so I also got a lot of clients from TikTok. But mostly, I was making money from social media before I ever did use TikTok. Like for like at least a year before I start use TikTok. So like yeah, so it's a combination of things. And plus I did also do a diploma in digital marketing and social media marketing while I was working at the next sales job. I remember I'm gonna tell you sometime I have to study.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's a lot of those stuff. So yeah. So because persons were asking for me and them see my content online, I start to now get a higher demand for persons who want me to help them with marketing. So I'm just one person, and if you can't stretch yourself too thin doing a lot of things, so I say, you know what? In order for me to fulfill this demand, I have to create a marketing company. So I hire a few people, and yeah, a matter of fact, there's a lot more
Out
to
here
this.
or online?
All right.
Like Fiverr and them something.
All right, let me tell you how I actually go about the hiring process. And it's actually more to that. Before I even reach to there, a big reason why I'm even start a company is because remember I tell you that most of my clients are overseas and most of my thing, everything I do is online, right? So it's a thing where even though I was making enough money to like get a credit card, this is one thing where they piss me off. I was making enough money to get a credit card at one of these local banks, but it's when I show them my bank statement, I use my overseas bank statement because that's where all of my most of my income was going to. And then and I explain to them, say, hey, I don't really, the money is not in my local account, but here, they can see the statement. And I even show them the contracts that I get from companies. I show them, because I keep track of everything. I show them contracts I get from companies. I show them my bank statement. And I even explain to them how money works and how I'm able to move money without doing a wire transfer. Because you have Payoneer, you have Wise, you have a lot of different means that don't require me to use a wire. But they weren't having all of that, Jamaicans stay. If it's too much learning or if it's too new, them not really into that. So yeah, me never get through that. They piss me off. So I say, all right, if me I go make this thing work, that means I have to consolidate all of my money and I have to have also have proof locally of what I'm earning. So like I did start a company, and how I got my first set of employees. I never used Fiverr or Upwork. There's something called the Indian method, right? The young Indian method.
That. Yeah. I heard about that.
The young Indian method.
I heard about that.
It's like this. Instead of, if you know that you can get very good quality work in the first world countries, like if I wanted a graphic designer, I was looking for video editors, graphic designers, marketing associates. So instead of going and looking for somebody professional in the North America, labor is very expensive there. You look for employees in India, Philippines, even Jamaica here, where the labor is much cheaper. But Jamaica kind of expensive at some things, I'm not telling a lie. So that's where I found, you can use Fiverr and Upwork. A lot of them, when you start making content, they reach out to you actually. So that's called the young Indian method. When you look overseas.
So where do you find these young Indians? Or is that too much?
No, you can do that. We can give you a free game. So you can look on Upwork and Fiverr. Just type in what you're looking for. Upwork and Fiverr, if you don't know about those are freelance platforms. Hey, someone is taking a shower. Hey, is someone taking a shower? Somebody else. So all right, so you can use Upwork and Fiverr. But you can also use Instagram. They're popular. They're video editors and graphic designers. They're plentiful on Instagram. So yeah, you can look at those places. So I use those people. You have pros and cons to everything. The labor is much cheaper and they're plentiful. But the thing is this, you can't strangle them. Them so far away, you can't strangle them. And because watching on my youth, one thing we realize, them can do the work, but
not on your time,
them have time zone. The time zone issue, I don't really work. More while I take naps, I not even sleep. I don't realize I drink coffee and it's 9 p.m. So the time zone issue is not as big as a challenge as it's I need this done by XYZ time. And like, oh yeah, I can get it done. Then it's not done by the time them say it will be done, or them disappear, or them come up with a bag of excuse. So yeah. But yeah. Enough of them can do them work, but I guess it does have to like, what you call that? Have a better qualification process before you onboard people. So yeah, that's it. The vetting process. So yeah, I have editors that are from India. I have some, I even have a employee from agent from Nigeria. He's one of my good agents. Him get me a lot of clients. So him get me a lot of. I have different person for different things. So my Nigerian agent, what him do for me is he outsources. He does all of the outreach for me. So like but for like content, yeah. So and what I'd also do, I don't know if I'm telling the story in a straight line. So I have a Nigerian agent who do outreach for me. I have Indians who do video editing, and I have Jamaicans that do my operations, help me with operations and graphic designs.
Mm.
Yeah. And when it comes down to, and that's marketing, we focus on content marketing because that's what my forte is.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do too much out of what I'm very good at. Because you don't want,
Area of expertise.
yeah, you don't really want to do something that you don't want to try a thing, experiment, and then you're bad at one thing and great at a lot of things, but you're bad at one thing, and somebody say, no, you're not good at that, you turn no sense, and it just fuck up your whole reputation. Yeah. So that's why I'm try very specialize and hyper focus on certain things, right? So that is that. Our next thing that we do is we have influencer marketing. So I also realized that a lot of brands want me to work with them as an influencer, but I'm just one person, and I realize my face is in a lot of places, and I can't have my brand every single where and to every single thing. Mm-hmm. So I say, okay, because I work with a lot of agencies, I have an understanding of how it works. So I have my outreach manager, him get the jobs them, and then I have a list of, and it's an ever growing list of influencers that I use to execute a lot of the work. So I not go beyond everything, but if I have a company, the companies I work with, I put them on to content marketing, because in Jamaica, most of these companies, there's like a gap between what the industry leaders are doing versus what everybody else is doing. So what we're doing is bridging that gap. So yeah, we'll focus on small to medium-sized businesses, and we use the way we help businesses grow is we help them monetize content. So if you have a company that is, let's say you've been running a company for 20 years, 15 years, or 5, 10, 15, 20, don't matter. And those companies might be a little more traditional. So you might have a very much untapped market with social media, right?
But not for the big corporations, they have an in-house marketing team.
Yeah, but even if, and I work with a lot of these companies that have in-house marketing teams. It's not that we're trying to take over or kick with anybody's foot. We're just showing you a different avenue, because we work alongside a lot of marketing teams. So as I say, we specialize on content marketing and social media. So if your marketing team handle a lot of different projects for you, they can hire us to just say, okay, optimize my social media. I need graphic designs. I need video content. I need chat automation. I need community management. You see me? So we can come in and do all of that and make sure, say, okay, get you better leads from social media, get you more engagement, get you more awareness. You get me? So we're not trying to kick with nobody's foot. We help businesses grow. You see me? So yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, I can talk a lot sometimes.
But one thing more I give them a little game about is, and you're giving me a game on it as well. What is one of the biggest before I get to that, what is some of the biggest mind games that these big corporations pull in terms of marketing that make us so eager to buy their product? Because I know you have like the data study, like when you're scrolling on TikTok, it's always things.
There's a lot, There's a lot. And it's not always a mind game, because, okay, you said two things. You said when you're scrolling on TikTok,
and like say you're talking about something, and then when you go on TikTok, you see it.
Let me tell you something now. It's because it's how you use it, how you use the internet, because everything is connected. And even though that's why you have the function when you download a new app and Apple asks not to track, because a lot of these apps share your data. So if you go on Google and you type in new shoes, right? Or if you go on TikTok and you look up Nike, that means that they have that data and they have that information now, so they know what you're interested in. Or it might not even have to do something so invested. You could have just simply watch more videos about shoes, or you might watch more videos about Nike. So they have that data to show this is where your interest is. Because even when you're running ads, when you're setting up ads,
that them call algorithm.
Yeah, that them call algorithm. You set interests, right? So you target people with certain interests, and how people know your interest is is the amount of time that you're spending watching certain kinds of content. And the more time you spend watching certain kind of content is the more that is going to come up. That's how the algorithm works, right? So that's why sometimes you're using your phone and you say, oh, I see more people into XYZ. That's not really the case. The internet is different for everybody. So if you take up my phone, you might see a different side of the internet than if me took up your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You see me? It's just what the algorithm pushes to you because that is what you're interested in. And all of these apps, what they're fighting for is your time and attention.
Yeah.
Right? Because screen time is what people want from you. The longer you stay and the longer you scroll, is the more these apps win.
Because they're selling ads.
Exactly, because they're selling ads to you, right? So, yeah, that's so. But another mind game that people play, another mind game that companies use, they don't even have to be big time companies because they're the same tricks of the trade that I help companies do. So, you have something called, to make compelling content, you have hooks, body, call to action, right? And all of this is supposed to be a cohesive storyline. So you have visual hooks and you have verbal hooks. So a visual hook can be like you outside and you have the mountains. It could be something simple as that. And the verbal hook could be why is the cloud shaped like a breast? You see me? So those are things that anything that will get persons to stop scrolling. Why are the clothes shaped like a breast? So you have the verbal hook and then you have the visual hook. And a visual hook can also be something like the text that's on the screen, right? So it's a lot of different things people use to catch your attention. And you have also, I think they call it micro hooks or micro engagement. I don't remember the exact term, but it's things that are put in the video. Mr. Beast does it very well. And even have it in short format content, things that are inside the video to keep your attention, right? So, for example, if you have a big hook, say, why is the mountain, the cloud shaped like a breast? You might not really know the answer to that until the end of the video, but throughout the video, he might give you something else like, hey, that chair, when I was looking at the cloud, that I noticed that lake also has a big dragon in it or something like that. But you have little things in the video. Oh, let me tell you an actual practical example. This is a big way people keep your attention during you watching videos. They will say something like simple as, that's not all, or until. But then those words are keywords that keep people engaged. So because you use words like that, people know that there's something more coming. And another way people get to engage is if them have like a list of things, like the top 3 ways, I keep my hair looking good, right? So if you do that, people know that there's something else coming. So you use that to keep people engaged, right? So those are little ways that the internet and big companies and content creators and anybody will keep your attention on something.
So being that my side of the internet is probably different from your side of the internet, how would somebody take advantage of a situation to go viral or to get their brand and following going up? In terms of, like, say, I'm looking at a bag of shoes and you're looking at a bag of cars. How would somebody that is not building content based on both of those get our attention? For us to be able to say, oh, I know him from TikTok.
Everything is a niche. The reality is, you shouldn't try to get everybody attention, right? But viral content have a lot of different features to it. As I said, the hook, the story, the call to action. But it have to be relevant content. So to make something relevant, it has to be relevant to the people who would be interested in it, right? So a good way to get a larger following is to make sure, say, you have a specific niche. So me say, okay, I talk about coffee. So I go find a lot of different topics around coffee, whether it's how to brew coffee, how to drink coffee, the best ways to serve coffee, the best coffee cups, but it's all about coffee, right? So you're not gonna really then digress and say, okay, camera technology, how to, these are the best cameras that I use. It's all about a specific niche, and you have to cater to your core audience. So you know that that core audience grow over time. So people know that them come to you for a certain kind of content. You get me? And then you have, as I say, you have to make that content very relevant and engaging.
Okay, so say, because even with that same situation, like you know the people on TikTok that go live and them something there.
Mm.
I don't really watch those things, but them still come up on my timeline.
Mm.
If you get what me I say. I don't understand how, if that's how the algorithm works.
All
Is it a
people go
case
live.
where even though you're not watching that kind of content, the fact that it's entertaining to so many people, it will still
Yeah,
come
oh
on
yeah,
to?
that's true. Yeah, because the algorithm pushes content that a lot of people are interested in. So like if you, yeah, that's true. Or for use it's thing that you might be interested in. Remember, say you know use internet and just view one thing all the while. Even if, as me go back to the earlier example, even if you look on shoes for like 20 minutes a day, if you use TikTok for the hour and you look on shoes for 40 minutes, you probably look on other little things for the next 20 minutes, right? Right. So yeah, for you is just other things that you might be interested in based on the data that you are them have of you that you have done before. And a lot of times, a lot of things do get pushed to you that you're not really interested in. That's for sure. That for sure happens a lot on the internet.
Okay, so from the conversation we've had before we went live, well, not live, but on camera,
Yeah.
I could tell that this industry is workload is intense.
Yeah.
Worse if it's by yourself.
Yes, sir.
So you had to have some form of values and routine and traditions and, dare I say, masculine traits. Is it something that you had to develop certain traits, and what are those traits before you even started to outreach, or once you saw the workload
Yeah.
increase you had to?
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's a very important thing. Because let me tell you, my life did take a turn during COVID, like a lot of persons' life, but mine for a different reason. You have a book called The 10 Times Rule. So I read that book, and it states that essentially what it's saying is that it say in times of recession, when everybody's slowing down, that's when you need to go 10 times harder, right? So, or and it's time when you feel like, oh, you're in a spot, or as I say, in slow periods, when everybody slow down, you go 10 times harder. For me, during COVID, everybody, the world literally stopped for like a month or so, right? So in that period is when I did say, okay, this is my time for like catch up, so to speak. So I did take that time out and I read a lot of books. I did start exercising and going to the gym, but it was all about building a mindset, right? So, and it's that mindset, as I say, how I encourage people for build that is about what you feed yourself, right? So, and the habits that you produce. But everything that you do start with your mindset, no matter what. Everything start with a mindset. And how you create that mindset is learning, bro. So you don't always have to go to school, but education and schooling different. So as I say, I read a lot of books. At that time, I was watching podcasts. Yeah, but it mostly audiobooks me read and listen to. Yeah, and go to the gym. And them time they help me focus more. And when I did build the mindset, then I did now start putting things into practice. So like 2020 was a mindset year. 2021, I'd start putting things into practice. So those financial books that I read, I start learn. After I read books, I start look at index funds and equity funds and those stuff, and start putting money in those stuff. Things like the 10x rule, when everybody slow down, you go harder. That's why I'm go gym. That's why I'm start do a lot of work. That's why I'm start work harder. Is in overall. And yeah, like overall, stoicism is something that I really characterize myself as a, yeah. So stoicism effectively is like, imagine what the ideal man is. That is self-control, hardworking, family man, you know. Those are, I'm not doing stoicism a lot of justice, but those are the kind of characteristics of a stoic person. Yeah. So yeah. That's how it is. I learn about my mindset, then behavior and finance. Yeah, those are some things that I did really focus on during them time there.
Okay, so just like how every artist have certain artists before them that they took certain traits of or looked up to or was a role model, just like in sports, you must have had certain people in that space that you had looked up to. It not necessarily have to be locally, but
Mm.
like who are some of the
It's not. You guys are not going to be impressed, you know. But I swear to God, because my role models were persons like Robert Greene. Robert Greene is an
dangerous boy
author.
that
Yes.
dangerous boy that
Yeah,
man.
Robert Greene was an
Dangerous boy.
author, isn't it? Manny Koshbin.
Oh, big man.
Manny Koshbin is a
Developer.
real estate investor.
Investor.
Hundreds of millions of US dollars. Yeah, he's I look up to Manny Koshbin. So people like that in that realm.
If you don't know who Robert Greene is, you know his book, 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah.
That's why I say he's a dangerous boy.
Yeah, so Robert Greene, you have Manny Koshbin. Yeah, people like that. Me used to look up to people like
Used to?
me used to look up to people like Dan Bilzerian, and then I'm like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I think that the Dan Bilzerian era is temporary.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a temporary.
Yeah, the man that
phase.
is when you're young and you look at a lifestyle and say, yo, that man I walk with 20 girls. Yeah, like, I know life that, bro. I mean, it's life for some people, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a period, everybody have them phases.
Yeah.
To me, you know what I mean? One burner life seems more better.
Like cartel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know me? And I just say, yo, life, I feel like life not hard, you know. I mean,
we make it hard.
I feel like life not easy, but it's simple. So if you just do what you're supposed to do,
yeah,
it's a lot easier. But it's not gonna be easy, but it's a lot easier.
But the hard part is doing what you're supposed to do.
That's where discipline and that's where mindset come in.
Yeah, that's
because as I said first, before anything else come, you have the mindset. Because if you don't have the mindset, anybody can do anything once, you know. You can fly out once, you can make $1 million once, you can have anything you want at least once. I feel like that, honest to God. But you see, for maintain anything, that's how you have to have the mindset, right? And that's the mindset and behavior. So if you want to fly out consistently, any lifestyle you take up, it'll go expensive. If you want to go party every minute, that'll go expensive. If you want to go gym,
especially in Jamaica,
yeah. If you want to go gym, that'll go expensive. So, is it me? That's I'll come back to you saying, me saying, you have to just pick a niche, bro. You have to just pick who you want to be and stick to it. You see me? I say. So, the next thing you can't say, okay, you want a certain lifestyle or you want a relationship where work and then you're out of the fuckery. Because then that contradict the life where you have and that I go match. This can't mesh with this. Cause it not gonna work. You see me? I say. For example, or if you really want to be somebody stoic, you're not gonna be somebody where out in the road a party every minute. I not say you can't party. Live your life, but as I'm saying, the hard part is to stay focused.
Yeah, man,
in a real life.
In a world full of distractions.
Full of distractions.
Full. But completely off topic. Done with the marketing thing now. Bro, what do you believe in? What do you think about 50-50?
With man and woman? Foolishness. Foolishness, man. Imagine I say, that even make no sense, bro. As in, like, me feel like a man forgive 100 and a woman forgive 100.
In different departments.
Because men and women are not the same, you know. Me not say man better than woman, or woman better than man. We're just different, and we bring different things.
Value,
yeah. We create value. Value is not always one-to-one. For example, I fly with my girl. All right, say if me I go fly with my girl for the millionth time for the year. I say, me don't expect say, okay, it's gonna be a thing where, okay, me can do certain things for her because she create a different kind of thing for me. She create a different value, you see me? So, and if you don't have no money, I'm not saying me rich right now, but if you really don't have no money, That's why you think about 50-50 makes sense, because they just need the help. And that's fine. Some relationships, it works.
You have to knock in your weight class. Man.
Yeah. You see me I say? So I feel like me create different value than what my girl do for me. Or in general, men and women are not
we
the
want
same
different things.
Yeah, you see me?
Or value different things.
Yeah, me feel like say, based on who I am, me feel like say, okay, me can work 80 hours for the week. Just a number. So and if me need to do this, this need to do, that need to do, I know say, okay, me can do that for you, but me just want peace of mind, bro. This, bro, peace of mind is a very important thing, you know.
Bro, I tell you.
Peace of mind, and everybody can come bring peace of mind.
But is you have to experience chaos to appreciate that.
Bomba, that's a true thing. You have to experience the chaos. That means I said the Dan Bill, once you have the Dan Bilzerian life, man, then you go back to the Robert Green life now. You see,
Robert Green life, dangerous.
Yeah, true, still. Watch out.
Dangerous.
I tell you, for true, still. You see me? The 50-50 no make no sense. Man forgive 100, woman forgive 100, but you can't. I don't want some people hear this and say, oh, you see that? That's why all me have to do is just have sex with him or something.
It all depends on what the man values.
Yeah, for true.
Yeah. It depends on what the man values. Because if you look at it, bro, say you drive car for a living, you're an F1 driver. You make millions and millions and millions and millions. What could I really possess you to ask your woman 50-50?
That no exactly, bro. It even have to go so extreme, bro. If you was a man in Jamaica, what is that average salary in Jamaica? Like $100,000? Like 100 and something thousand?
I think it's only like 95 people get monthly, and I think like security and them people they get fortnightly. So I don't really.
Anyways, let's say the average salary.
Lowest level?
No, let's say the average salary in Jamaica is like 180,000, and you can't really live a good life with that. 50-50 makes sense because you need the help. But let's say now you make like $1 million a month, and you have low expenses. Like 50-50 make less sense to you when you have at a comfortable place in life, right? So you're not going to really look for a woman and say, okay, help me with the bills. But you just expect when you come home, you feel happy for come home because she create an environment will make you feel safe. Because for a man, life is war, bro. Literally. Life is war, bro. We get up and we have to compete for every single thing. Even for that woman where make you feel safe, you have to compete for her, and you never stop competing. For the job that you have, when you're in business,
non-stop.
Business war. You have to fight for your customers, your client them. You have to fight for maintain the business. War. In the gym, your mindset, everybody as men, and it's not always a bad thing or a malicious thing, but men are always competing, and man always are going to overtake you. You see me? And other woman go on look upon you and look what you have and look who you are. Life is war as a man, because nobody really cares about you until you create yourself. You have to create your value. As a man, you have to create your value, bros. Life is war. So when you come home, you want to come home and feel safe and happy, bro. You see me? That's just the thing, brother.
I don't know if me I speak for you too, but for me, bro, one of the biggest battles that me I face are with myself, bro.
Yeah. It be like that for true.
Like serious, bro. Like when they start this thing, say you're more than 30 days. No alcohol, no nicotine, nothing, bro. Bro, the third day, fuck up,
It be like that.
I mean, it's not hard for me to stop drinking because I'm only a social drinker. Like when we go party.
Yeah, but it be like that because you might be say Monday, you might be saying, I'm not going to drink for the next month, but Friday come.
That is the most difficult part, bro. The weekends.
Yeah, and I like say really drink all the while, but Friday
it's come. Like the only way for me to overcome this battle is to literally have no form of communication in terms of like going out or nothing, bro.
You know,
I have to lock in. That's literally the only solution I see right now.
That could work, but how about this? What if instead of, because isolation is dangerous, so instead of not going out, how about you just go out and you know say who they around you will also support you. So in the sense
they don't do that.
Yeah, so exactly.
Which is highly unlikely.
Yeah, but how about instead you dog them, you and your dad and say, yo, me a forward, but me not drink. Your dad them make sure say you don't drink. So because you still want to be out, and you want to be in certain places like network. Remember me and you link up at that place there, and they say, oh, we're there because of who is here.
Yeah.
So is it the same way you don't really want to miss them opportunity there? So instead of just not going out, you just go out and then make sure say when your dog them around you, or who you go out with know say, oh, my dog now drink. Where I buy a drink a juice, a apple juice.
Tonic water and lime.
Tonic water, make it look like say a Long
lime.
Island iced tea. You see me? And they just buy. And they know say when they cut out all the drinking thing, it's tough in a sense where everybody else intoxicated. You get to really be aware and you listen to conversations and you really you see me? You get to listen everybody else drunk and them free is when you can now attack. Not in a malicious way.
Robert Green type shit.
Yeah. When everybody else drunk and I drink them liquor is when you get to understand people, you get to listen, have your ears peeled, understand people, know based on not them behavior, and you know people communicate 80% by actually body language and behavior more than what them say. Right? So you get to pay attention to behaviors, you get to hear what people are say versus what they mean. You see me? So yeah, bro. So the drinking thing, it's fun. But you see, if you're lock in with a dog and make sure the dog have your back with it. Yeah, bro. That tough.
Yeah, bro. But in terms of this battle with yourself, though, even though you had a pack schedule, you had to have certain battles that you had to overcome.
Of course.
So what are some, if you don't mind sharing, some of them that you had to?
All right. You see, before my breakthrough, bro, I was going through a thing where, like, mentally, I had to figure out who I was as a person and where I was going in life. Because I feel like, and this is a phase everybody got through, the average person I would feel. Because everybody in them 20s would have tell you something along the lines of, I'm good at so many things, I don't know what I'm going to do. You see me? That them time they are up at night thinking, how I go make money? What I go do? What should I focus on? You see me? That is the time when you know, that is an indication, say, oh, lock in, you go read certain books, and let me tell you how I find out what books to read. What do I want to know? For example, now, if I go through something, like, I go through a thing, I may have fake friend, or somebody take advantage of my kindness, right? Then I can read Art of War, or I can read Choose Your Enemies Wisely. My one book I recommend anybody to start reading is As a Man Thinketh, because everything's out with a mindset. And even though it's named by James Harden, he's one of my role models.
The basketball player?
No. Although it named As a Man Thinketh, it's applicable to women too, right? So it's just about a man is done or undone by his own actions. It just helps you take accountability and make you know, say, life happens because of you and not to you. If you realize a lot of persons that in that same situation where they might go through internal battles, you might hear some girls say, oh, I don't really like talking to girls because they always drama, or, oh, drama always finds me. You see, that's not accountability. You see me? You see, life does not happen to you. Life happens because of you. And even if you are not a direct cause of something happening, you see, if you take responsibility for it and say,
see how to avoid it.
Yeah. Because you see, if you don't really take accountability for things or responsibility for things, you're not gonna really, if you don't know that there's a problem, you can't solve the problem, bro. You get me?
Facts.
So if I have a mental battle, if I have a challenge, I'll just try find a book, because there's nothing that I can go through today that somebody else hasn't already been through. And the best way to figure out who has been through this and where the solution is, open up a book. Or you can listen to a podcast. You have a whole heap of podcasts out there right now. Instead of listening to the same rhetoric every day, drama podcast, man better than woman, if the girl fat, if she deserve a high value man, blah blah blah. Worn out topics, right? So yeah, brother, you can listen to podcasts and you can read books.
Mindfix.
Yeah. That's the other thing too. You see, when you get information, don't just take information and run with it. So let me put this into perspective. Even the book 48 Laws of Power, a lot of those laws contradict each other, right? So one law might say concentrate your forces and focus on a lot of things. focus and keep you focused, and the next one might tell you, say, yo, spread your forces wide. That's not actually one of them, but you get the point I'm making. So what I'm trying to say is that, you see, whenever you get information, don't take it as law, but you use that information to kind of build up your understanding. Because what books are, is it just helps you to make sense of the world around you. You get me? So don't take any one literature as law, and don't take any one influencer, don't take any one podcast as law. What I try to do, if you listen to Andrew Tate, listen to one of them girls that also say men ain't shit. For example, listen to why Andrew Tate talk about why he try to find the reasoning behind what him said, but at the same time, listen to the other side of the argument, right? Because you just want to have a complete picture of what it is, and then you build your own opinion about that. Yeah.
Well, but to wrap up this, still every guest that I have, I ask them this question at the end: what was your definition of success in high school versus what is your version of success now?
In high school, I thought success was money and girls and popularity. Success now to me is a process. Success is a process. Happiness is a process also. So what did I set out to achieve and what did I accomplish? You get me? Because you know that when you're winning today or winning right now, tomorrow it don't matter. So happiness is a process. Success is a process. When you're doing stuff and when you're being constructive and when you're getting stuff done, that is what success is to me. And if you mean it in a sense of what success is, like what is the ultimate goal, I believe freedom. Like money is freedom, but to be able to do what I want to do.
Money is access to freedom.
Money is access. Yeah, money is access. Freedom to me is not being confined to a certain location, not having to be at a certain place at a certain time, in the sense where I'm stuck in an office. But freedom is what I really want to do. Freedom and family. I got family. I'm a family man, isn't it? Success to me is having healthy relationships and having freedom and flexibility.
Well, you heard it here first from the marketing guru himself, one Dan Abraham Gardner, rich boss.
Bro, man, I appreciate
enough respect for there, bro.
Being on the podcast.
As you can see, we got this banging, luxurious setup.
Oh, yeah, yo. We're going to skip to some B-roll of the place.
Yeah. Don't know. We're out.
Yeah, I like that one there, bro.
Yeah.
You know, a whole heap of clips to wait up.